Hello and welcome to another episode on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Match week 13 introduced us to a new leader in the table as Arsenal beat Brentford to go ahead Manchester City and Liverpool, who both drew in the encounter on Saturday. Plus, there were some spectacular goals scored and possibly early contenders for goal of the season. But let's start with the big game of the week, and that was Man City versus Liverpool. The match wasn't the most free-flowing game that I think some of us had expected, but when you've got two heavyweights playing against each other after an international break on a Saturday afternoon, there wasn't going to be a KO in this early KO. Both teams had to settle for a point apiece. Who walked away happy with the result? I'll probably say Liverpool, as they didn't perform to their usual high standards, but neither did City, to be honest. But City will be kicking themselves as they had a number of chances to clinch the winner. But Liverpool did enough not to concede more than one goal in this game. Now, in terms of the opening goal, you already know who the goal scorer is for City. That's Erling Haaland's 50th Premier League goal in 48 games. Now, that is just an outrageous stat. He's a freak of nature, let's be honest, as we've never seen this level of goal scoring excellence in such rapid speed. Back in the day, if you had a ratio of one goal in 2 games, you're regarded as a top striker. I think Haaland's breaking that mode in this day and age. The goal from a Liverpool point of view was a poor one to concede. Alisson slips and hits a long pass towards Ake, who then drives with the ball, hits it through to Haaland. He then cushions the ball and fantastically hits a shot towards the bottom corner. It didn't have a lot of venom, but the accuracy was 10 out of 10 as that ball creeps in. So, speaking of Alisson, he had a shocking afternoon. I think he's pretty much still jet lagged from the traveling that he did with Brazil whilst he was on international duty, as nothing seemed to happen for him during that game. Now, to make it worse, he's now out with a hamstring injury, I believe it is. So, it gets bad to worse for Alisson, unfortunately, and for Liverpool. Big talking point before the game was the one-on duel between Trent and Doku. Now, everyone expected Trent to get cooked. And for me, that wasn't the case. Now, a lot of fans will say Doku had a lot of the ball on the left wing, as you know, he was their main source of creativity. But did he play any passes that led to a goal? No, he didn't. Did he dribble past Trent on numerous occasions? Not really. He did it once or twice. But if your stats are suggesting that you're one of the best dribblers one-on-one in Europe, and that is Doku, for you to just go past against a player who's regarded as poor at defending in Trent Alexander-Arnold, that's quite a low number, in my opinion. But in all honesty, I think Doku had a bright game and caused a lot of havoc on that left-hand side. But City weren't clinical in front of goal, especially Alvarez, who had a couple of chances that went over the bar. In terms of Liverpool, Trent was arguably one of Liverpool's best players on the pitch. Defensively, I think he was sound. Didn't make any glaring mistakes. In terms of his attacking output, he was very good. Wearing the new pair of Predators, white and red, which, by the way, looks really, really good. Trent and Adidas seems to be a match made in heaven. So it's about time that we saw that collab happening. But in terms of the game and the goal, what a spectacular goal it was. Sweetly hit into the bottom corner by Trent, who certainly silenced the crowd. And speaking of that, I'm actually hearing that he may face suspension for that celebration, which, if it happens, is an absolute joke. You know, where's the humanity in football where you can't even show your emotion now? But I feel like that's where we're stepping towards. But in the end, overall, I'm pleased as a Liverpool fan with that result against one of the best teams in Europe. So not too shabby to walk with a point there, especially away from home. We're still in a good position in the league, so we keep going. Next fixture, Brentford versus Arsenal. Now, I'm sure Arsenal fans were celebrating that the result between Liverpool and City ended 1-1, as that was pretty much the perfect scenario, especially if they got the victory against Brentford. and that would put them in the top of the table, and that's exactly how it panned out. Beating Brentford at their ground is never an easy proposition, and it took a late goal from Kai Havertz in the 89th minute to clinch the win. Ramsdale started the game in goal, and to be honest, it didn't start off very well for him as he almost gifted Brentford a goal. Gabriel passes the ball as part of their goal kick routine, which I'm not sure about that, but that's how they start their moves, I guess. Ramsdale touched the ball, but after he had his first touch, he just seemed to look a bit lost and didn't know what to do next. Wissa presses, claims that ball, lays it off to Mbeumo, and his shot was cleared off the line by Declan Rice. Shaky moment for Arsenal there. But I have to give my 2 cents on this whole goalkeeping situation at Arsenal. For me, Arteta has not managed that situation great, in my opinion. You can't keep rotating your goalkeepers. At the beginning of the season, I think he should have made it very clear to Raya or Ramsdale that this person is number one, and the other keeper, you have to fight for your place, but you're expected to be playing in cup games. Now, if he was managing the expectations, maybe the attitude would be different between the two goalkeepers, because right now, whenever they play, they're like Bambi on ice. They're playing on edge in every game. And they know that if they make a mistake, the other keeper takes their spot in the following game. So that sort of uncertainty, especially in the back line, is never good to have, especially if you're challenging for big honours. And I actually think it will cost them this season, as, in my opinion, the goalkeeping department for Arsenal was not an area that needed serious strengthening. You know the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So maybe someone should let Mikel Arteta know that. Maybe not. Let him do what he's doing, I guess. But in terms of Arsenal, they did actually hit the back of the net through a Trossard header, but it was ruled out for offside. I think it was by VAR. Very close, but the decision in the end was the correct one. Brentford were so close to taking the lead themselves with a header from Morpay, who definitely likes to turn up against Arsenal. But it was another goal line clearance, and this time it was Zinchenko who made that crucial clearance there. Arsenal managed to get the crucial match winner through Kai Havertz, and it was a header. Obviously, he's not having the best of starts in his Arsenal career, but I'm sure that goal will give him a lot of confidence going forward. From a Brentford point of view, the goalkeeper Flecken should have done much better with that save, as it was a header in the near post. Tame effort as well. So yeah, disappointing performance from him or moment there. But overall, a scrappy win for Arsenal. But these are the wins that you need in order to win championships. The next game, Tottenham versus Aston Villa. Now, Spurs lose their third consecutive game in the league. Now, looks like that purple patch has ended for the North London side. Villa, on the other hand, were trailing in the game, but managed to make a great comeback to secure the win. So let's go through the match highlights. Kulusevski almost opens the scoreline for Spurs, but his shot hits the inside of the post. But then moments later, they managed to break the deadlock as Lo Celso hits the left foot shot that gets deflected from Diego Carlos into the back of the net. So unfortunate moment for the defender there. But Villa equalised through Pau Torres with a pinpoint header. Great free kick by Douglas Luiz. Ollie Watkins, he's the one that gets the match winner. Great one-touch passing from Villa in the lead up. Watkins controls the ball and then swiftly hits a snapshot in the bottom corner. What a great finish from the striker, who's actually picking up form right now. So for Spurs, even though they lost the game, I think they can still leave the stadium with some pride, as they performed really well, in my opinion. They just lack that killer instinct in front of goal. Villa, on the other hand, are climbing up that table and are now fourth with the same points as Liverpool, and that's 28 points. So I'm personally not surprised by their progression, as Unai Emery has been doing an amazing job. And for me, he's recruited very well in the summer. The players seem to have gelled, and they're playing some good football right now. So exciting times for Villa fans right now. The next fixture, Newcastle defeated Chelsea 4-1. Big victory for Toonami. The win may not have come as a huge surprise, as they probably would have been labelled favourites to get the victory. But that scoreline is a big statement as they thrash Billy FC. Isaac opens the scoreline with an early lead. Nice control and finish from the striker. Raheem Sterling scores from a free kick now. That's something you don't see all the time. In fact, I actually think that's his first free kick he scored. I could be wrong. If you know, let me know in the chat. Jamal Lascelles scores a bullet header to give Newcastle the lead. And from there on, the goals start flowing. Thiago Silva makes an embarrassing mistake to give Jolinton a goal to make it 3-1. Unfortunately for Chelsea, Reece James gets a red card from a second yellow, which will be a huge blow in terms of their upcoming fixtures. And Anthony Gordon makes it 4-1 with a clinical right-footed finish. So a bad day in the office for Chelsea, but a good win for Newcastle, and that puts them in 7th position. Next game, Everton versus Manchester United, which concluded 3-0 to Manchester United. Now, this game had a lot of heat around it due to the fact that Everton have been penalised 10 points by the Premier League for breaching financial rules. So most people were expecting a fiery response from the Merseyside Blues and a terrible, or should I say, a difficult game for the Red Devils, but that's not how it panned out. The first goal for United was simply sensational. What a ridiculous overhead kick by Garnacho. The technique on the finish was just world class. Now, people are debating if it was a better finish than Rooney's overhead kick against City all those years ago. I think it was. This goal actually could be transformational for Garnacho, as it will allow him to basically announce himself to the world as the next big star at Manchester United. Also, that finish has to be goal of the season. I can't see anyone scoring a better goal than that. Onana had a very much improved performance in this game, made some crucial saves, in particular when Calvert-Lewin was through on goal and he parried his shot away fantastically. United get awarded a penalty after Young trips at Martial. Rashford steps up and smashes it in the back of the net. Now, Martial gets United's third goal of the evening with a neat finish using the outside of his foot. Solid win for Manchester United, as it could have been a banana skin, as they're facing Everton in a hostile environment at Goodison Park, but they came through and got the job done. Now, the big question is, what's all the fuss about United having a poor season? But I have a question for United fans. Let me know in the comments. Are you Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out? Because I'd like to see your viewpoint, as fans tend to flip-flop this sort of point of view from week to week. But let's see what you guys have to say. Just got a comment here from Madison Smith. Thank you for comment, Madison. If Spurs can get healthy and sort out the defense, I think they can have a big impact on who wins the title in the top 4. They play really well and can make teams drop points. Totally agree. I think in terms of their first 11, they have a quality team. Van der Ven and Madison are definitely a big loss in terms of recent games due to the impact that they've had. Van der Ven, Liverpool were heavily linked with him, so I think some fans were disappointed that we didn't actually sign the defender. But you can see what an impact he's made into that Spurs back line. And Madison, with his flair and energy up top, is a game changer for them going forward. So no, I think for Spurs, and one of the reasons why I said I didn't believe Spurs were title challenges is because I don't think that was their aim going into the season. They've just recruited a new manager, so he's trying to put his philosophy down through the squad. So I just think he wants them to play a certain way. Obviously, they lost Harry Kane in the summer as well, so they weren't huge expectations at the club. But obviously, they've definitely transformed in quick succession and in a very short space of time in terms of playing Ange ball, as some Spurs fans like to call it. So no, I think the key in terms of their success this season will be to try and keep everyone fit. And if that's not possible, maybe recruiting 1 or 2 players in the January window to help maintain that level going forward. But no, they've been playing some fantastic football. I think they're probably playing the best football, or one of the best football in terms of teams in the Premier League. And yeah, they're a tough opposition for any team. So yes, points will be dropped, and it's not just Spurs. If I'm being brutally honest, points will be dropped by all the top guns in this league, just due to the magnitude of the games being played, and there's always that odd result that you just don't expect a certain team to lose. So no, it's good to see that the title race seems to be a bit more open this year. Normally it's a 2-horse race. I feel like there's a lot of teams involved. Tottenham are definitely a dark horse. I said it earlier in the season. I think Aston Villa are a dark horse for that top 4. United have seemed to have dropped a few weeks ago, but they've picked up form again. So they're back into that contention of challenging for top 4. Chelsea are neither here or there, so we don't know what to expect from them. But there are a lot of teams around that area, so hopefully we get one of the best Premier League seasons going forward. Now, in other games, Burnley lost 2-1 to West Ham. Another defeat at Turf Moor. This time it was against the Hammers. Koleosho is fouled in the box by Kofal early on in the game. Now, I thought that was a blatant penalty, but the referee disagreed and pretty much waved play on. But then moments later, Koleosho got fouled again in the box, but this time the ref was awake and gives the penalty to Burnley. Jay Rodriguez steps up for the penalty and slots it centrally to give Burnley the lead. And in terms of West Ham, they respond. Mubamba gets the equalizer. Great play by Kudus on the right wing. Souček scores a spectacular volley to clinch the win for West Ham. So that was a very important goal for the Hammers there. The next fixture, Nottingham Forest versus Brighton, which concluded 3-2 to Brighton. So Seagulls managed to hold on with 10 men to claim their first Premier League win, I believe, since September. Elanga opens the scoreline for Forest with a header. Ferguson gets the equaliser with a neat finish in the bottom corner. João Pedro, who came off as a sub, takes the lead with a fantastic header, and then he scored his second with a penalty as well. Now, Lewis Dunk gets booked twice in a matter of seconds to get sent off. He gets booked for dissent initially, but then I feel like he must have cussed the referee's mum or something, because he got a following yellow card in like 5 seconds later. So crazy moment there from the centre-back. Gibbs White steps up as Forest were awarded a penalty at that stage, and he stops the ball in the back of the net. But at that stage, too little too late for Forest, and Brighton hang on for the victory. The next fixture, Luton Town versus Crystal Palace. Now, Luton Town have secured their first home win of the season. Mengi takes the lead with his first senior goal in his career. Now, Michael Olise equalizes with an unbelievable finish. Now, that goal was a mazza. Lovely touch from the halfway line. Dribbles down the right wing and hits a beautiful curler into the top corner. That was going to be my contention of goal of the season until I saw Garnacho's goal. But hey, at the minute, it's second in my listing right now. Brown gets the crucial touch in the 6-yard box as he scores with a sliding effort and hits the back of the net. The crowd goes nuts, as you can all imagine. Palace almost got the equaliser late on with Lerma's header that hits the post. So Luton Town managed to hold on and get the win. A huge moment for the club and their fans. Sheffield United, unfortunately, lost again. This time it was at the hands of Bournemouth. So a huge win for Bournemouth there. 2 goals from Tavernier and 1 for Justin Kluivert. And McBurney gets the consolation goal for Sheffield United. Now, Fulham versus Wolves, and it's 3-2 to Wolves. On paper, I can't lie, this fixture had Ballfest written all over it for me, but far from it. 3 penalties in this 5-goal thriller. Iwobi scores the opening goal for Fulham. Cunha gets the equaliser with a header. And this is where the penalties all came through. First penalty was for Fulham. Willian steps up and scores with confidence. Second penalty, this time was for Wolves. Hwang Hee-chan smashes it in the middle of the goal. And then the third penalty, João Gomez unfortunately fouls Harry Wilson in the box. So Fulham get another penalty. Willian steps up and hits the post. And then so a big win there for Fulham. So that's our match week review of the Premier League, match week 13. Just got another comment here from Anfield Uncle Roz. Big up Ozzie. Big up yourself, Uncle Roz. Thank you for your comment and your support as always. In terms of FPL Manager of the Week, that goes to Alex Harrison, and his team is Lissandro Martinez, and he got 69 points. So well done to you, Alex. You've moved up to 117th in the league. In terms of my performance, I got 61 points, so not bad. I'm picking up form like Ollie Watkins right now, so that puts me 42nd in the league. I was 60th in the last game week, so making progress there. I'll quickly share the league table so we know where we stand. So in terms of leaders, Nana Sara is still number one with 64 points this week, but his total is 146. Closely second is my missus Huena Malik with Heavy Metal Football. So she's got not far off at all. So yeah, we're doing well in this household. And then you've got one Ashraf who's moved down to third. Ibrahim Rashid, who was top a few weeks ago. He's currently fourth with Kush Gang FC. And then you've got Ali Asghar Mosaferi. So that looks like a new name for me in the top five. His team is Ali Piero FC. And then you've got the likes of Vipin Mahan, Pasuran, Jordan Smith, Jake Harrison, and Anish Dogra. Anish Dogra, who was FPL Manager of the Week last week. And then you've got Daniel Afale Dramina, Cash Me Outside, number 11. So seeing some new names up there. So it will be interesting to see how the weeks go on. Just got another comment from Ensman TV. Big up your bro. So big up to yourself as well. And yeah, that's a wrap up for today, guys. So thank you for everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Next show will be taking place shortly, I believe, as I'll be going up against Ensman TV, who's just commented in a game of FC24. So if you're free, grab yourself a drink, sit back, and see who gets cooked in a game of FC24. In terms of upcoming Liverpool content, I'll be doing a match preview tomorrow, which is Liverpool versus Lask in the Europa League. And then I'll be doing a match reaction Thursday evening as well. And I've just got a comment here from Ensman TV, laughing emoji. I'm not going to say too much. If you watched my show yesterday, yeah, I got smoked by AI when I was doing career mode. So not playing with, huge confidence or with chess, but let's see how it goes. But as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all very soon. Goodbye.